Hey folks, Lyarri here. Today we're reacting to Why Roller Coaster Loops Aren't Circular by Vox. It looks neat. I don't know, I wanted to watch it. Let's go.
There's this coaster in Hershey Park, Pennsylvania called the Super Duper Looper. On it, you come around this bend that's full of trees blocking your view. And
Okay.
before you know it, you're hurtling down the track at 45 miles per hour towards a thrilling 75-foot loop. According to Hershey's website, it's the first ever looping roller coaster on the East Coast. But the good people at the Hershey Company have that wrong. Because about 75 years before the Super Duper Looper, Coney
Okay.
Island, in my hometown of New York, was home to the first two looping roller coasters in America. Unlike the Super Duper Looper, which has been around for almost 50 years,
Super
these
Duper
early looping
Looper.
roller coasters didn't even last a decade. Because it turns out
Oh.
loops shouldn't be made like this.
Oh.
Looping roller coasters got their start in Europe as early as 1842. Back then, they were called centrifugal railways. They weren't super popular or successful.
They tried a few more in Europe, and we understand that these were short-lived and more a novelty.
That's Randy Geisler, former president and current member of the Historical Committee for American Coaster Enthusiasts.
I've loved roller coasters my entire life. The movements, the speed, just the world whipping by you in every direction.
People in the 1800s didn't have the same fondness for looping coasters, and that didn't change much when America built its first looping roller coaster in 1895, Coney Island's Flip Flap Railway. That's because these
They're so
coasters
cool,
had a
though.
few major problems. The biggest one being, they made the loops circular.
Okay.
In physics, we love perfect circles. It's an easy shape, but from a human experience point of view, it is a nightmare.
That's Matt Anderson.
I'm a physics professor at San Diego State University.
To make it all the way around the flip-flap circular loop, cars needed to move really fast while changing
Oh.
directions.
The coaster itself is trying to push you up into a new direction. Your head, your spine, everything else wants to keep going in a straight line,
Yeah.
but the coaster is saying, no, you got to curve into this arc.
Changing direction so rapidly causes a spike in g-forces.
You've gone from 1G instantly to 12 or 14 Gs. That's a big problem.
6 Gs is really the most a human body can handle on a roller coaster, and only for about a second. At that force,
Literally all the blood is just being pulled out of your head, and so you will pass out.
Does
you
that
can
not
see
sound
how
fun?
wild the g-forces are in this looping coaster simulation chart created by George Sidebotham, a mechanical engineering professor at the Cooper Union. Because of our chat, he became so obsessed with the circular loop problem that he made a bunch of looping coaster simulation charts. This line represents a circular loop, like the flip-flops.
That's cute.
After jumping from 1 to 14 Gs, it would decrease as you reach the top of the loop, then ramp all the way back up to 14 at the bottom, and then back to 1 as the coaster leaves the curve. Passengers were completely rattled. The flip-flap, being made mostly of wood, didn't help either.
Wood is stretchy and compressy. You can see the circle moving, as the cart goes around, it's stressing it this way and then it's stressing it that way. It just looks like an engineering catastrophe about to happen.
The next looping coaster built on Coney Island, the Loop-the-Loop, was crafted to avoid all those issues. It was made entirely out of steel, which offered more stability, and the circle was switched to more of an upside-down teardrop shape. Squeezing the sides in helped ease the transition into and out of the curvature, reducing the g-forces and creating a smoother, less body-damaging ride.
That's
But
cool.
still, they had the capacity problem.
Neither the flip-flap nor the loop-the-loop could support more than a few riders at a time, because the loops were small, and so the cars had to be small too.
Most of the cars, they seated 4 people, and pretty much you could only send people about once every 5 minutes. They just couldn't make enough money. There were more people that would watch and ride.
The flip-flap lasted 7 years,
Oh.
the loop-the-loop lasted 9, and all other looping coasters around the world shut down shortly after. It seemed like the end of the track for loops. That is, until something new came along. In 1959, Disney unveiled the Matterhorn. It didn't have a loop, but it was the very first tubular steel coaster. Unlike regular steel,
think-
which was solid throughout,
I went to the Disney World version of this. It's pretty fun.
tubular steel was hollow in the middle, making it lighter weight and easier to bend into smooth arcs and
I think.
curves. Unlike wood, tubular steel could support heavy weight and more dynamic movement. And in 1976, Six Flags Magic Mountain debuted the first modern vertical looping coaster made with tubular steel. The Great American Revolution squeezed the loop even more than the loop-the-loop, creating what's known as a clothoid loop.
It gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you get to the top to try and even out the G-forces, and then it does exact opposite as it comes back down.
With clothoid loop-shaped coasters, designers could distribute the Gs more evenly and decide more precisely how many Gs to hit. About 4.9 in the case of the Great American Revolution, a much smoother experience compared to the flip-flaps uneven G-force spikes from 1 to 14 to 9 to 1. This clothoid loop, crafted using strong and easy-to-bend tubular steel and built 113 feet high, meant that the Great American Revolution could support 20 riders at G-forces
Wow.
that feel exhilarating instead of harmful. And since then, loops have exploded in popularity. Double loops, crazy loops, and that super duper looper in Hershey Park, which, by the way, can proudly claim that it's the first modern looping roller coaster on the East Coast.
Okay. That was a really fast video. I like this video. It's so well edited. May as well subscribe. Okay, so I feel like roller coasters have really funny names, like Flim Flam, Super Duper Looper, and like I don't Loop de Loop. All fantastic names. Very fun to say. Good marketing. I love Vox because I never know what I'm gonna learn about when we get an upload. I'm never disappointed. This is so interesting and makes sense. I still don't like roller coasters, but I like the science behind it, lol. That I actually, when I was younger, I was super afraid of loop de loop specifically. I like roller coasters, and like I haven't been to a theme park in a while. When next time I go, I really want to try loop de loops and stuff. I feel like it'll be so much fun. I and I always thought the science behind it was really cool. One of like the school like things I remember the most was in like fourth grade, learning about kinetic versus potential energy with roller coasters, which is fun. As someone who studied engineering, works in theme park design, and is just an all-around coaster enthusiast, can confirm this video is on point, even using the correct geometry-based terminology of clothoid loops to describe the teardrop loop, made famous by the manufacturer Aerodynamics, who also helped make the Matterhorn. Fun thing to notice, Aero built a number of geometry-based coasters, as opposed to force-based with the clothold loop, but for a long time only used one size for the loop's design, so the bigger the first drop, the higher the name size loop had to be off the ground. Examples: Great American Scream Machine or the still operating Viper at the Six Flags Magic Mountain. This when I was in 7th grade, this fucking kid would always like brag about how he wrote the Viper or whatever. I'd never been to Six Flags. Sorry, not. I'm seething in childhood resentment. Seething. I think I said seizing. I would like to thank Chris Sawyer for his Roller Coaster Tycoon series for introducing the concepts of roller coasters and theme parks to millions of children like me, who are either unable or less fortunate to go to one. But I'll always enjoy to go on one in any shape or size. That's true. I think roller coaster simulator games are so cool. I need to play more Planet Coaster. I really like the whole like park management aspect though. I'm not really much of a coaster builder. Um Wait, was it Planet Coaster that was the one that was more in Park Simulator? I don't know. I have both for some reason. This explains why athletes have so much trouble when they try to ride full pipes or loops. Every loop I've ever seen built for skateboard, bike, motorcycle, etc. were all perfect circles. Interesting. I don't know anything about that. I wonder if there's a different reason. Fox over here making a video about roller coaster engineering, and they did their research to the point where enthusiasts won't be able to rip this video apart. I'm impressed. Well done. Love the quick flash to Olympia looping and the transition near the end there. Alright. I think that's enough comments. That was a really fun video though. I like these little like short, informative videos. I try not to react to them too much, but this one seemed really interesting. And I like roller coasters. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I hope you have a good one. Bye! Hey folks, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.